Hey, Cringe here. The dust has settled on E3. I thought that I'd throw where my mind is at with some of the stuff that I really cared about, stuff that I didn't think quite so highly of. And that's what I did earlier today. I sat down for about 45 minutes to do that. Yeah, here is a snippet of me talking about some of Microsoft's new hardware. The Xbox One S was announced, and a lot of the games media were really skeptical because alongside the Xbox One S at the beginning of Microsoft's press conference, Project Scorpio was announced at the end of it. And Project Scorpio was like, we're gonna have VR and we're gonna have 6 teraflops of graphics processing power and all these. They throw out a bunch of a bunch of stats that within gaming mean a lot. And if you don't know what the numbers mean, it just sounds like, what the fuck is a teraflop? It sounds dumb. It's actually pretty important, and for the most part, Project Scorpio looked like Microsoft's attempt at trying to take back a portion of the gaming audience that kind of was keen for essentially like a PS4. The PS4 is the middle ground between it's a powerful piece of hardware and it's simple, and Project Scorpio was like, well, if you wanted to play in 4K, we've got that shit here for you. That kind of took me by surprise. It kind of took a few people in the games media by surprise. But the thing is, it means that, at least from that stance on Microsoft's part of saying, we're going to make a 4K gaming box, it means that the Xbox One and the Xbox One S by extension has a lot more staying power, because for those without 4K TVs, and for those not looking to get 4K TVs anytime soon, it means that then you don't need to worry about getting a new gaming box, right? You can just play all of the games that are going to be compatible with both systems. From what we've heard so far, the only difference is you're going to be playing it at 1080p on the Xbox One and at 4K on the fucking Scorpio. So if you don't have a 4K TV, then why do you care? There are going to be Scorpio exclusive games eventually, but I don't think that that's something that a lot of gamers or developers are going to have to worry about at first, because just the hurdle of jumping from 1080p to 4K for the general gaming audience, that's like a huge hurdle that's going to take a little bit of time to try and work out the kinks of. And I believe it was either Phil Spencer or Aaron Green something, I don't fucking know anyway. Someone high up at Microsoft was like, look, if the developers don't want to make 4K games, they can use the power for something else, but that really that's really confusing, and it means that you are going to be kind of shooting yourself in the foot in terms of how many gamers you can approach and how much work you need to put into your port. It's like, yeah, we could put super sick assets and textures and all these, basically put 2 versions of the game onto the one disc and then ship that. Or you could just put all of the assets onto the one disc, ship that, and have it run at 1080p on an Xbox One and 4K on a Scorpio, so whatever. Along with that announcement, actually, Microsoft dropped the DIY controller bullshit. Fuck, I want one. I fucking want one, but they're so expensive. You're paying about 110, 120, 30 bucks once you include shipping to customize a controller and to ship it to Australia. For people in the US, $80 is, I think, a fair ask, but when you're spending 120 or 30 Australian dollars on a controller, you could just literally spend $80 extra, get the Elite controller, and love your life, because that thing still holds up super well. I would probably be using that way more than my PS4 controller if I had one. But I'm not a millionaire, I only just fucking got a fucking camera and a microphone and tripod, one thing at a time, guys. I do like that Microsoft's letting gamers make that they're letting their audience be a little bit creative. Giving power to the consumer is something that's not often a bad thing, and it's going to be interesting to see if that sort of pro-consumer approach to product design from Microsoft, if that spreads to any of their other products, whether that's in Xbox or even Surface or anything else that Microsoft decides to do down the line. Man, words are hard, hey? Words are fucking hard. Thank you so much for watching. If you have anything to say to me about my thoughts, about your thoughts, you can do that. You can get in touch with me on Twitter. You can find me there as Cringeworthy. You can also leave a comment on this video if you want to speak with others about some of Microsoft's new hardware. But if you want to see more like this from me, you can subscribe at my channel, youtube.com/cringeworthy, where I'm sure I'll be uploading a fair few more of these if I haven't already. So yeah, that's all from me for now. Thank you so much for watching.